You guys were back. Sean, Javon, all 52 podcasts. Got a lot of topics, a lot of NBA. I didn't even really look at the list, but I've been well informed. First of all, Javon, that traffic getting from South Atlanta to North Atlanta, I forgot the World Cup was at 2:00 today.
Oh, yeah, come on. That's irresponsible planning.
That was irresponsible. That was horrible planning. I should have done what I had to do tomorrow. It was either today or tomorrow. I'm like, I got the day. I'm going to do it today. I left the crib at 12:30, 1:00. I'm just getting home 2.5 hours later. And I thought about it. I missed the game. And I was like, Sean, why is there so much traffic? I go on ESPN. Argentina was down 2-0. And then I
come
back.
A great one.
I know. That was, you got to be mad. You got to be mad at yourself. Sometimes you want to blame people. Usually I save these rants for the end, but you got to blame yourself. That was irresponsible. And I can only be mad at myself. That was my story for the day. It is what it is.
Hey, preach on it, man. Hey, we preach self-accountability over here. Yeah. I got, you know what? Since we want to go ahead and mention the World Cup, I got something to say.
Yeah.
This year, we can agree, this was the tournament of the superstar, correct?
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
Your superstars had to show up.
Yes.
Messi, Kane, Holland, Salah, Ronaldo, and it's the reason why Portugal's gone. And then it's getting to my point that I'm making here. How long has Christian Pulisic been camping in America?
At least 2 World Cups, right?
Yeah. What the hell has he done?
I didn't do anything in this tournament. Nothing.
When are you going to show up? Forget all this. The U.S. is the less talented team. Boom, boom, boom. Forget all this. When is he going to show up?
Yeah, no, it's you're the guy.
That's the issue right now.
You're the guy.
When are you going to get your team over the hump?
Yep. Yeah. Simple as that.
Because when I think of U.S. Olympic sports, I saw clutch performances from the hockey team this year. My fault. International. What I saw the hockey team had some stones to them.
Yeah.
In the Olympics, and they fought hard in the Four Nations Cup the year before. I'm used to Kobe Bryant in 08 and Stephen Curry in 2024, and the many heroes the women's team, the women's soccer team has had. When's Pulisic going to do something? Because right now, you know what he's looking like?
Ooh.
He's looking more Canadian than American. He's looking Steve Nash and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander not winning a damn thing for Canada. And by the way, basketball World Cup next year, Shea, if you don't lead the Canadians to a win in that one, I got a real problem with you.
Damn.
No.
Just give up a chip.
No. Because does Canada not have its whole roster for next year's World Cup?
I don't know. Do they?
Yeah, yes, it does. Oh, so you haven't been informed. The Canadian Basketball Federation straight up said if you can't commit to the full Olympic cycle, that means qualifiers, the World Cup, and the Olympics, you can't call yourself part of our national team.
I respect that.
They got the whole squad except for like Jamal Murray playing in the World Cup qualifiers right now, and they're going to play in the World Cup next year. They better win something. It's coming up on time.
I co-sign that.
And go ahead.
The only thing, Vaughn, is like, okay, because you're saying U.S. is not going to have their full squad, a bunch of these guys. Okay, all right. That's what you're saying. All right, then keep going. My bad.
You know, and on that's the next point I'm getting to. Hey, man, the Avengers are gone. Team USA. We need to go ahead and get back to that model of, hey, yeah, we need guys who want to commit for the full cycle. Next year, I want to see a full 40-man training camp to decide who's going to be the World Cup roster, and that needs to also be the roster for the Olympics.
Damn. So since we're starting the show off like this, who we have locks as? Ant-Man, Tatum,
Brunson,
Brown, Halliburton,
Ant, Book, Cade, Tatum, Brown, Powell. That's your lock for your 8. Who I want to see added to that: Scotty Barnes, Evan Mobley, Walker Kessler, Derek Lively.
Damn, no Cooper?
I want to see him at camp. I want to see him at camp. I want to see Cooper at camp. Sean, we locked in.
Yeah.
I want to see Dylan Harper at camp.
I want to see
Darren Peterson at camp. I want to see Michael Brown at camp. I want to see Keaton Wagler at camp. I want to see Darius Acuff at camp. I want to see AJ DeBonce at camp. I want to see Cooper Flagg at camp. I want to see Steph Castle at camp. I want to see Kingston Flemings at camp. I want to see Jalen Johnson, Brandon Miller, and Con Knipple at camp. I want to see Cam Boozer and Chet at camp. I want us to get back to the real USA basketball machine.
That's some good guys. This is gonna be a tough roster because I don't listen, KD, sit this one out, please.
If KD wants to have one last cycle,
no.
I'll let him have it. Hold on, no, Sean. Now we both have our issues with Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
he is Mr. Olympia. It's
He's
him and Carmelo.
Yeah,
it's him. Absolutely. It's Carmelo. It's Charles Barkley. Those are the Olympians.
I'm just saying it's going to take a spot from one of the young boys. I think, and I would switch Cooper or Paolo because Paolo does not play defense. Maybe he'll play defense in the USA setting, but he is not a good individual defender. So
I'm open to Paolo losing his spot.
That's my own thing. He's not a good defensive player. But
I got him on the list just from him participating in the last World Cup.
But I just gotta say this one pass. Well, that'd be 2 years from now. I was gonna say Steph might still be able to play if he wants to do it, but that
Steph don't need no more miles.
Yeah. Well, yeah, in that Paris run, that one and done.
Yeah.
Probably one of the greatest runs I ever seen in the Olympic play. I wouldn't ruin that legacy. I'm like, I did my part, etched in stone forever. That's my moment. But I can see KD still could play. If you're not depending on him to be the leader, that's fine. KD can play, so I'm okay with that.
It's only one other old head that I'll entertain, and it's because his body failed him from being able to go last time. If Kawhi wants his Olympic moment, I'm fine with it.
I'm not mad. But that's 2 years from now, man. I know.
That's my whole thing. It's 2 years from now. 2 years. That's a lot of miles, man.
Yeah, let's see. We will talk about Kawhi, but let's see if he's Kawhi from this year. I have nothing to say about that. Him or KD. But I gotta see Kawhi get to 2028 before I can etch him in stone.
All right. Well, Kawhi Leonard was probably the second best two-way player in basketball this year. Sean, if I understand correctly, the best two-way player in basketball this year is on the move.
Yeah, so Jaylen Brown got traded. Brad Stevens came out yesterday, talked about it. The Celtics added Mike Conley. They added Mitchell Robertson. The Sixers got, I think, Simons, someone else. What's the center from the Knicks name? I forgot his name. But
Ariel 40.
Yes. He didn't play. But what's your thoughts about this trade? This has been a hot button topic for the last 5-6 days. What do you got to say about it?
So, Sean, we spoke yesterday in the group chat, and we came to another understanding. I was thinking about this a few days ago about why I enjoy our podcast so much. Number one, we don't disagree on much.
No.
And when we do, we listen to understand rather than listen to respond.
Yep.
Which is not the case in sports too frequently these days. And what was it, yesterday or the day before? Yesterday was another good example of it. You and I, we've got our back and forth with the CBA. We've got some agreements. We've got some disagreements. We reached another agreement yesterday after Brad Stevens' presser. Why is the Supermax 35%? And we mean 35%. We mean the way these contracts work is a certain percentage of the salary is allocated to a player after they achieve different accomplishments and win different awards and stuff. So right now, what is it? If you get a first team All NBA or MVP
Or all defensive player.
or first team All Defense, you're eligible for the Supermax extension.
Yep.
Yeah. And the Supermax extension is 35% of the salary cap. Why? It should never be any higher than 25%.
Absolutely.
And but guess what? These players, you got Kyle Kuzma talking about players wanting to keep the next CBA is important, and for the sake of being able to keep your team around. All right, we're gonna see how much you want to do that, because these players ain't never going to agree to bringing down the Supermax value.
The top guys, you mean?
Yeah, they ain't never going to vote for that. So you're stuck with this issue. So regardless of what the luxury tax penalties or whatever are, teams are always going to be hamstrung, because this is one of the few times where ownership failed in CBA negotiations, and they got the Supermax being at 35%. So regardless of how you slice it, if you want to have a real duo, a real superstar duo, you got to dedicate 70% of your funds to two players.
That's a lot.
Under any CBA, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So,
that's crazy.
We got more of an understanding of why Boston did it.
Yep.
Now granted, there's still another reason why you chose Tatum over Brown, and we've already discussed it on this podcast.
Absolutely.
And also Jaylen Brown, you're not helping yourself, brother. You're not helping yourself. When the knock on you is the whole smartest guy in the room knock, which is very much BS, because that was the same crap Stephen A pulled to get Max Kellerman off of First Take. It's what people who feel insulted by your intelligence always go by. And it's even worse when you're a black guy. Hell, matter of fact, we'll bunch Max Kellerman up with us, because he got penalized from T.O. saying he was more black than Stephen A. So Max, welcome to the struggle, brother. Well, Max been down for a long time, actually.
Yeah, Max is dope. Classic segment.
First Take moment. Top 10.
Top 10 moment of all time, but keep going.
So Jaylen, you don't help yourself when you go out there and say, well, the bar is pretty low in sports.
He did say that.
Now come on. Now you feel like Jaylen Brown makes it hard for me to take his side sometimes. I have to say that. Like this whole, I got another thing. I haven't taught basketball yet on this situation. I promise I'm gonna come around to it. But we got to sidetrack one more time, Sean. This whole him, Austin Rivers, and LeBron James now, with the state your source quote. They swear that's cooking. Can we go inside baseball real quick? Number one, from my standpoint of this, why don't y'all tell these reporters at the Washington Post, the New York Times, Politico? Well, you don't hear any claims of telling them to state their source.
No.
But when it comes to us sports reporters, y'all got beef with us and tell us to state our source, instead of having beef with the people who are saying this stuff. These are your bosses saying this about you. It ain't coming from us. I saw Club 520 say Brian Windhorst is making this stuff up.
Yeah, I heard that.
I promise you he's not. You know why? He'd be fired. It's not how our industry works. Okay? And simple and plain, he ain't saying he agrees with it. Every reporter that's hearing this nonsense from these GMs, they're putting at the end of it, I don't agree with this whatsoever. This is just what the league is saying. They are explaining to the public what the thought process is behind this, while also saying, I don't agree with it at all. But the reporters are still being attacked for it?
Well, you'll know way more than me about that. So, I think what the problem is that these athletes, I don't know if it's a problem. I don't want to say this.
Yeah, talk to me. Any question? I'm an open book.
Yeah, I have a question. They have these podcasts, right? And they have these things of that nature. They say things and they don't just automatically say, hey, this person told me this. They protect their teammates, right? They won't be like, well, this teammate didn't like this, that teammate. So I kind of look at it in this aspect. The sources in the industry you're in, you get more information. People want to be able to tell how they feel without being exposed. So I don't see the correlation of how one works, because what happens in the locker room should stay in the locker room. I believe that. But why can't the reporters have the same thing?
I'm glad you mentioned that. I want y'all to say state your source when y'all the ones leaking stuff.
Yeah, good point.
Because AJ Brown would have really had his ass on the hot seat. And he ain't the only player who leaked stuff. The Bulls start Horace Grant was leaking all that stuff to the one reporter who was writing the book during that first 3P.
Mm-hmm.
How did he get treated in that locker room? So, I mean, hey, we can start stating some sources now.
Yeah, that's what it should be.
But now also, like, hey, there's agreements we come to where it's, hey, this got to be under the condition of anonymity since I got a job to keep. And, hey, I got some information you're going to need down the line, so don't screw me over on this. It happens. It happens. It's the cost of business. Everyone's got their own business deals that they have to cut in every trade.
Yeah, I don't see
it. Sean, do I have Fran Brown's number?
Yeah.
Do I text and call Fran away from the facility?
No, I don't think so, right?
Yes.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes, we speak away from press conferences and away from games.
Okay.
You think I got stuff in stories attributed to anonymous sources?
Good point. Yeah.
You think I'm making this up, or do you think this is coming from Fran and his homeboys?
Yeah, good point. Great point.
Yeah. Now, you don't know what comes from Fran. You won't know what comes from Jeff Nixon. You won't know what comes from Vince Cares, because I ain't going to expose them. But you think some of this stuff, how do y'all think these recruiting sites even get the phone numbers of some of these recruits whose numbers ain't listed on Twitter nowhere? How do you think these recruiting sites know how much they're getting paid? Because coaches can't speak on the record about these recruits. Sean, I guarantee you this, though. I've spoken to coaches about recruits. So y'all got to stop acting like y'all understand what we do, because clearly y'all don't.
No, I think it's fair. I think it's, like you said, it's the cost of doing business. Everybody has to do their job. And so his attack on the media, I do think that he has every right to defend himself. Now, there's some stuff
where it's like, do you need to put that out there? You know what I mean? Because that's a conversation my boss has with us a lot. Well, when it comes to opinions coming from anonymous sources, our conversation is there anything that can back this up factually? Because if not, and it's an opinion, and it's just an opinion, and it's one that doesn't really make sense, why are we going to publish it? And every editor around the country has its own editorial standards. I'm just talking how we work at Syracuse.com. And I agree with that. So maybe there is some stuff like the smartest guy in the room thing and boom, boom, boom.
Those are personal attacks.
I don't know if I'm putting that out there.
Yeah.
To help some front office further their agenda. But like, had I heard something before Brad Stevens' presser, about, hey, the salary cap thing and the way this new ownership is doing business they're never going to touch the second apron. And it's namely because of, the fact that they don't own TD Garden. So they're paying rent on a building that's not the greatest, apparently, on top of not wanting to pay the heavy luxury tax bill in this new CBA. Like, that's actual reporting that you put out there. Would I put all these opinions out? Probably not. Like, maybe on local radio, if I were in Boston, you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm Windhorst and I'm McMahon if I'd put that out. But at the same time, like, ESPN is the flagship. It is the worldwide leader in sports. And I'm pretty sure their editors and producers are like, hey, if you got stuff from these front offices, which we're paying you to do, we're paying you to know what's going on around the league. If you can shed light on what they're thinking, okay. And if that's how they conduct the business, and I'm pretty sure it's how ESPN is instructing them to go about this, I can't argue with that.
And remember, ESPN is a 24/7 network. They need content. So, and it has to be engaging content. Look, the thing you were just talking about, the salary cap, I actually enjoy that type of stuff. I read ESPN.com. I'm like, oh, that makes sense, blah, blah, blah. But a casual fan, what's more spicier to them?
That's the other thing. We
Yeah.
read. And that's
I read
the
it.
issue in sports right now. You got less people reading.
Yes, 100%, 1,000%. So I'll actually read it and be like, oh, this makes sense. Or I watched the whole Brad Stevens press conference. I didn't just watch the clips yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to understand it from the other side. But most people don't. And most people who watch sports, they want the clickbaity stuff. Oh, what's their relationship between Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown? They're trying to discover that part than the actual common sense behind, hey, why this move made sense or why we didn't do this move. And that's it. So that's where I think both sides of the fence makes a good point. But I feel like he has every right to defend himself off personal attacks. But the basketball reasoning, I'll let you go because we haven't talked about the reason of the trade, but I'll let you go first and I'll go after.
So now let's get to this. You telling me you would have rather sacrificed this year for 2 first-round picks that I don't think are going to mean anything and an expiring Paul George contract instead of including Hugo Gonzalez and or Baylor Shireman to that same package to get Giannis in return. I know we've had our own gripes with Giannis on here in terms of what his availability has been in the postseason lately. Just what his postseason track record has been outside of that 2021 championship, which we both say has more of an asterisk than the bubble title because everyone was hurt in 21. But still, it's better than getting an expiring Paul George. Now, granted, they got a trade exception now, I want to say.
Yep.
And some cap space that's going to be free next summer, which is the big free agency summer. So I guess I get it. But that don't mean I have to like it. And I just don't like it. And since when do the Celtics do business with the Sixers? This type of business at that. The face of a franchise to the Sixers. When you're the Celtics, you never do this type of deal with Philly, the Knicks, the Heat, or the Lakers. So I'm not a fan. I think the Sixers got over like a fat rat. Maxey, Edgecombe, and Brown are going to be hell to deal with. Boston, you already couldn't stop the Sixers in the pick and roll last year in the playoffs, and that was with Brown on your team. Now you're adding him to what the Sixers have. Sean, Boston just fell to number 3 in the Atlantic Division. And if Toronto flips RJ Barrett and Jakob Poeltl for some spacing and a rim protector, I've got Boston falling to 4th in the Atlantic Division. I'm not a fan at all.
So I would say like this. After watching Brad Stevens' press conference, they have a lot of ifs about this team. If Julio Gonzalez takes a step, if Baylor Shireman takes a step, if Peyton Pritchard, I'm seeing people online.
Peyton Pritchard,
Jaylen Brunson? Yeah, come on, man.
And you know I love you some Peyton Pritchard. Love him at Oregon.
Love him. I'm not hating on him.
Brunson, you know, Brunson's got more like they call him big body Brunson.
Yeah.
Pritchard ain't there.
No. So let's start with that. And then White didn't have a great offensive season, despite what the analytics said. My whole thing is this. All right.
Oh, we can't talk about that.
Go ahead.
Yeah. See, now, saying that the front office felt like Derek White had a better season than Jaylen Brown analytically, that's fair game. That's something you put out there. And that's something the Celtics need to get chewed the hell up over. In what world did Derek White have a better season than Jaylen Brown?
Made no sense.
But we want to let the stat sheet geeks, the spreadsheet geeks, into the game to say dumb stuff like that.
Makes
Y'all
sense.
keep on letting analytics have its way.
It made no sense. I just disregarded that because at the end of the day, the eye test is always going to be above analytics in my book. So I don't even pay attention to the analytics.
That even the eye test. That's common sense.
Yeah. And so when you make that trade for Paul George. My only thing is, if I'm Jason Tatum, I'm like, hey, you're taking a year out of my prime to do a reset. And all I could think about when I heard Brad Stevens say 70% of the cap yesterday, it's like, is this what the NBA wanted? Is this what the players wanted? Is this what the fans wanted? No, I'm okay with, hey, we have to break up some of the team because we can't afford the role players. I'm okay with that. If you're telling me Chet Holmgren has to move teams, but we could keep J-Dub and SGA for 10, 15 years, and you have to find the pieces around them like the Bulls did in the 90s, I'm okay with that. But what I don't like is when you can't even keep your second best superstar. Now I have an issue because it's like, what are we doing? Are we doing this to everybody has a chance? And that's what goes with Vincent on Goodwill stuff. Now we're making everybody has a chance to make it. No, if you draft someone and you develop those guys, you should be able to go over the cap or something to retain those guys. Not everybody.
There should be different luxury tax penalties for someone you drafted versus someone you acquired.
Exactly. So after we're listening to Stevens, I was like, damn, they took up 70%. And Jason Tatum and he was doing an extension. It's not feasible. I texted in the group chat, what's going to happen to the Spurs in a few years when Wemby and Harper are on Supermax deals? Those are Supermax players. So we're going to start breaking up great teams and over money? No, I agree. You shouldn't spread the talent around. But I'm not saying spread the superstar talent around. That doesn't make sense to me. And now you're saying to the players, hey, take less money. Be Jalen Brunson. No, not everybody wants to do that. I respect Jalen Brunson for doing that. I respect it. He got the Knicks the championship. He's good in New York forever. He's going to be a billionaire in New York just because for what he did in New York. I respect it. But not everybody's in that position to be like, yo, let me take $100 million less. That doesn't make sense to me at all. So you're basically...
But Sean, let's be honest. Does anybody in the NBA need to be making $70 million a year?
No, but then the owners, all right, but we can't do it that way because the owner's still going to cash those checks.
No, you're right. You're right. But what I'm saying is my issue is more so with exactly what the Supermax number is. You asked me the Supermax should have been at 25% and the max at 20%.
I agree.
Max, the rookie max should have been at 20% for all NBA nomination, 15% for All-Star, 25% for first team All NBA. Okay.
Listen, I know Adam Silver and these guys want to make it like the NFL, but at least in the NFL, you can still have Edelman, you can have Gronk for years, you can have Brady for years, right? You can still have you can have Mahomes and Kelsey for years. We can't just be breaking up people over that because I understand it. After the press conference, I get what people are going to say. That doesn't make them better this year.
Football is way more team over team than what modern day basketball is. Basketball is more so about top-end talent than most sports.
Exactly. So I agree with it. I do like that Paul George is an expiring contract this year. So if you want to extend Paul George at a lower number, you will have more cap space.
Extend him.
I wouldn't extend him, but do you want him opting in for 50? He has a player option. He has $52 million. So you could be like, you could do the James Harden. Hey, I'll give you an extra 2 year, or the Andrew Wiggins, give you $30 million over 2 years. You pocket with an extra $10 million. That might help just to lower the number. My point is Boston's going to be in a really good position this year. They're still going to win 50, 55 games. They have basically the same team from last year that won all those games with Tatum. And I think Tatum and Brown are the same kind of players. And I like it in the Mitchell Robinson deal. They're just not a championship team. I don't think they win the NBA championship. I don't think they're good enough to win a championship because you need a second guy in the postseason who's going to take some pressure off from Tatum. Tatum hasn't proven to me to be a great postseason player. He had his moments, but in the NBA Finals in 2022, he was horrible. In the NBA Finals against Dallas, Jaylen Brown was better than him. So he still has to prove to me that he's that guy, and he needs another guy. I do think it gives them the assets. I said this in the chat. We'll revisit this next year. It gives them the assets to go after Anthony Edwards next summer or Jokic next summer, because Paul George, $52 million and a few other pieces gets you to what Jokic will get or what Anthony Edwards will get. And you have a bunch of draft assets. If that's what you want to do, you want to go superstar hunting, because I do agree with this. You might say I'm wrong. I can't have Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum both making 70% of my cap. I can have Anthony Edwards and Jason Tatum making 70% of my cap, or Jaylen Brown and Anthony Edwards making 70% of my cap. But I can't have both of those guys. I gotta be real. This is not Shaq and Kobe. Like, and I like both of them, but they're not Shaq and Kobe. So after watching the press conference and getting that understanding, I can't build a team over them, because when White's up, Pritchard's up, how are we gonna do it to build the team up? So you had to pick one of them. And if you go big fish hunting, you should have got Giannis. I agree with you. If you knew you were going to move Brown, you had to go get Giannis. But if you go next summer, you could get Ant or Jokic, because one of those guys ain't going to be back in the same team. We could talk about that later. I'm off. I'm okay with the move.
And for all that, you could have saved Brown for next year.
Yes, I would have made a run. Because, look at the team you bought. Richard Robinson with Brown back instead of George. Forget the picks. I think you're the best team in the Eastern Conference. I think they're the best team in the Eastern Conference. With Tatum healthy, Brown healthy, everybody slotted in. When you have Mitchell Robinson to play with your issues with Philly in the post, I think you are the best team in the league. And I think Kugel would be better and all those guys. I think you're the best team in the East. I would have punted it next summer, not this summer.
Yeah.
And you could have moved them. The Lakers might be desperate next summer, or Minnesota would want to be desperate. You could move from Houston. Like, you didn't have to take this deal this summer. I'm okay moving off on them, but not this summer.
And that's the cheap ownership.
Yes.
But now you're adding Philly. So they got those three in the starting lineup, and B's not even going to have to play. And then Philly went ahead and got Anthony Simons on a discount to be their sixth man. I might say something I never thought I'd say. I think I had faith in the Philadelphia 76ers. I know.
Why? Dean Wade is at the bench.
I love the Dean Wade addition too. Man, I look at that Sixers roster. I don't want to say it because Embiid's still on the team. But damn, I smell Eastern Conference champions from this roster. I just do.
I
look at the rest of the East, and I look at them. Why can't the Sixers win the East? That's the real question. Why can't they?
The last two representatives of the East, I did not have them going to the finals. I didn't have the Knicks win the title. I'm not going to say anything about if you say Toronto, you say Philadelphia, even if you said Boston, you said any of those teams can win the East, you will not hear a peep from me.
The Eastern Conference champion is coming from the Atlantic Division. The Northeast runs basketball again. It's where it belongs. It's the way the sport belongs. The Northeast runs basketball again. The Eastern Conference champion is coming from the Atlantic Division.
Don't sleep on Indiana, though. I think Indiana's going to be better this year. Obviously, they can't be worse than they were last year.
They play basketball. Yeah.
Yeah, they play it.
Healthy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just, boy, missing out on that pick stings. Woo! Ooh. Woo!
Yeah, you had Caleb Wilson or Boozer or Peterson, or we'll talk about those what I've seen so far. But yeah, that would be my team to win the East easily with a rookie. That's how good that team would be with one of those four guys. Too much talent there. But the East is wide open. I'm not mad at you with Philly. That statement about Philly, you're not hearing no argument.
I think my only thing is I need a backup for Embiid. I need a backup that can actually come in and play.
They don't have one. Losing Drummond hurts.
I would have loved had they beaten Boston to the punch on Mitchell Robinson. I don't know if they have the money for it. And losing Drummond's not going to help at all. They got to get the guy for when Embiid is hurt.
Yo, I saw his crazy stat. Maxey, Embiid, and Brown have 86% of the cap for Philadelphia. Yo, I'm not mad at Maxey or Brown, but Embiid, woof, man, they don't got nothing for Joel Embiid, man. Like nothing at all. Ah, man, but the East is wide open. I would not be mad if you say Pacers, Raptors, Celtics, Knicks, 76ers. Any of those teams can win the East. And you might get a team like the Magic with better coach. I don't want to mess. Well, I'm not a big fan of Jamal Mosley, but I'm a big fan of their new head coach. It might be another wrinkle. Then Charlotte took a step back. I don't know. I think someone told me this, and just because how the playoffs have been the last 2 seasons, all you have to do is get to the finals. But the East has a legitimate chance to win the title. No, Oklahoma and San Antonio will be the 2 favorites in the whole league. 2 favorites. But remember, OKC had to go to Game 7 to beat Indiana, and the Knicks embarrassed San Antonio. So I'm not. I said this when the Knicks won the title. I like Javon. The East is right there with the West because it's only one series. In the last 2 NBA finals, the East could have won both NBA finals with teams that we all thought were better. And I still think San Antonio is a better overall talent than the Knicks. But I don't know. The East is wide open. I have no favorite for the East right now. It's too early for that. But the East is wide open. I like Philly too. And shout out to Bob Myers. You can see what a guy who knows what he's doing, running an organization, getting Gansey. They're doing some good things in Philly. They're a legitimate NBA title contender. Even if you get 35 games from Embiid in just the postseason, they can win the NBA championship.
You brought up Spurs. Billy Donovan, great hire. Great.
Amazing hire.
All right, Sean, Kawhi Leonard is back in San Antonio. Toronto. My goodness.
Oh man.
Oof. Yeah, my fault. Anyways, to me, I don't want to talk about anything until I say this. What the hell did you leave for?
The grass is not always greener on the other side. Let's call a spade a spade. The grass is not always greener on the other side.
They're bringing everyone back, just about. Enough to win again. Norman Powell got better. OG got better. Siakam got better. You ended up getting Pirtle from San Antonio when you're trying to move down, but I think he's going to be fine with Kawhi being over there. I trust Kawhi to get something out of guys. Hell, matter of fact, the Knicks might want to cash a little bit of a check to Kawhi for Landry Shamet.
Good point.
Like he's gonna retire and look back at Toronto as I should have never left.
Yeah.
Because he could have retired a Raptor. Like he could have easily claimed number 1 Raptor ever. Forget trying to hear nothing about Kyle Lowry. Kawhi could have easily claimed that spot.
Oh, easily. I think he's it makes sense to go back there because I think Detroit, because he had an opportunity to go Detroit, Minnesota was interested in him. But that love that he has in that country, forget that city, that country, no NBA player can. Yeah, exactly. So I can't be mad at him. I can't be mad at him about going there. That team is they were missing an offensive scorer. That I just think
that's a great replacement for Brandon Ingram. I don't think they gave up too much.
Oh, not at all. But the only question for me is their backcourt. Is Quickly and Barrett championship level guards?
I might be fine with Quickly. Barrett's got to go for a shooter.
Yeah, they have no shooting. Like they don't have any consistent 3-point shooting.
Like because Kawhi and Scotty Barnes as your forward duo, no one's scoring. Have fun.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's why if they get a shooter, Toronto becomes my instant favorite.
To win the East?
Yes. Forget the East. Yeah, the East. I ain't going to.
Yeah, chill. Yo, chill out.
Hey, I just got flashbacks to 2019. That's all. Kawhi, my boy. My fault.
Yeah, chill out with that.
Instantly to win the East. Instantly.
To win the East.
And for some reason, everybody in the world, is willing to take a flyer on RJ Barrett. I still don't see what's special about the kid. I didn't see what's special about him in high school. I didn't see what's special about him at Duke. I didn't see what's special about him in New York. I still don't see what's special about him. It might be because he's tied to Steve Nash. We all know how I feel about Steve Nash. Like God Daddy, like Dallas son, I guess. I don't know. But you can get something for him. If he can be flipped, you're good.
I think my only concern with this team that's a little bit different. Well, that team was young. and they had some vets. They're a very young team in Toronto. They were the 5th seed against Cleveland. We forgot about Cleveland. I don't know. We even
Nobody
put
right
them.
about Cleveland.
Yeah,
We ain't got to say Cleveland.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying.
Even with LeBron, no.
So I think my only thing is it's a young team, a young core. I've never seen Kawhi lead a young team to a level like this. So that was very interesting.
Well, the Raptors. So okay, Ibaka, Gasol, Lowry, and Danny Green in the starting lineup were experienced.
Yes.
Everyone after them were young.
Yep.
They won because of
the young
bench.
boys.
They won because of Fred VanVleet was better than Kyle Lowry. Norman Powell was on his way to being better than Danny Green. OG Anunoby was a great piece to have in the second unit. Pascal Siakam became the second best player on the roster during the playoffs.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I mean? So I trust him with the youth. I really do. But like I have.
But who's the vets? Who's his vets?
Again, that's why I'm saying I have no problem with adding the veterans.
Yeah, okay.
Flipping this roster to add the veterans. And again, as long you keep Colin Murray Boyles, you keep Scotty Barnes, and you keep. I mean, I don't even think you need to keep Quickly. You keep those 3 guys with Kawhi. And you build around that. You got something.
They got a team. Even defensively, they got some dogs on that team. They're gonna be really good defensively. Really, like they should be top 5 in the league defensively. And Kawhi, I just think they need another guy who could score enough because Scotty has to take the step.
I got you right here. Bring Norman Powell back home. Chicago signed him to flip him at the deadline.
Oh, that was obvious. Yeah, they know.
Bring him back home.
That would be a great move. Great, another guy who could score. He did really well with Kawhi in place of PG that year. I co-sign that. Get rid of Barrett. I would co-sign that.
You know what? Like we need to archive that. And when February comes around, when that move happens, don't wait till February. January 15th is when Norman Powell becomes tradable. Yeah, have the deal ready to go by then.
Yeah. But great move for Toronto. It's great. They're back to relevancy. They're definitely an NBA final contender.
And they got Jaylen Bradley out the draft too, and that's a young guy with seasoning in the college ranks. Toronto, the Atlanta division is going to be fun. I promise you, you ain't going to see too many NBC doubleheaders where the 7:00 game does not feature the Atlantic division.
Yeah,
that 8:00 game because they don't even do a real doubleheader. They do an 8:00 game on national TV and the late game on Peacock, which is so dumb to me. Whatever.
So we got. Oh man, the East is gonna be. I think Atlanta might be a good team too this year. I forgot about Miami. Like the East is gonna be good, tough. This conference is gonna be tough, yo. This conference is gonna be tough because there's no clear. The Knicks should be the clear cut favorites. Because they come bringing back everybody and replacing Mitchell Robinson and Drummond. It's not a big drop off if you think about it. And he's a better shooter and free throw shooter than him. So I ain't mad at that. They're the favorites, but it's wide open. The East is gonna be exciting this year.
Yeah, East is gonna be fun.
It's gonna be good.
All right. Sean, the Lakers have overhauled their roster. This is officially the Luka Doncic era. So they kicked LeBron to the curb. Forget don't listen to anything Rich Paul's saying. The Lakers kicked him to the curb. They've added Jaden Hardy in the trade for DeAndre Ayton, I want to say. Got Walker Kessler, Sandro Mamukelashvili, Quentin Grimes, and Colin Sexton. They did lose Rui Hachimura to the Clippers. Clippers are going to be an intriguing team to watch. Lost Marcus Smart to the Rockets. LeBron James is going elsewhere. And I forgot who Luke Kennard signed with.
Phoenix,
yeah. Replaced one white boy from Duke with another without nearly the defense that Grayson Allen has. Your thoughts on the new look Lakers?
It's whatever to me. I'm not a big fan. I think they overpaid for Kessler, $32 million a year, but not the money. Because if he was a free agent, whatever. But you gave all your control of your draft picks for Walker Kessler. And if they knew that Jaylen Brown was going to be available for that, they would have got Jaylen Brown. And I would have figured out at center. Even if you want to, I wouldn't have signed Austin Reeves, and I would have figured out the center.
Austin Reeves been a signing trade.
Yeah, exactly. I would have been like, I'd be like, yo, look it, we got you, guy. We got you.
We got Reeves perfect. And DeAndre Ayton for you.
Yeah, come on. So like, I don't think it makes them a better team than last year. I do think Luka was special at some point last year.
On the hot seat with the new ownership.
Yeah, because you traded all your assets. I know you get a first round pick next year back after the first day of free agency, but what moves the needle? Like, and now you said it, like they have the contracts with Kessler and Reeves now to maybe make a move and go get a superstar next summer, but you don't have no draft assets. You have nothing to build around. Yo, I gotta be real. I saw the roster. Luka's only signed for 3 more years. Listen, I know it's LA. I know it's the Lakers, but at some point
he can leave.
No, I think that might be a conversation. Yeah. Like same with Edwards, because there's no way for the Wolves, unless you trade some of the pieces you have already, and the Lakers to trade those 2 pieces we just talked about to get better. So you have no other assets or resources to get better. So if I'm a superstar, how are we getting better? Like, let's see how it plays out, but how are we closer to a championship, especially in the Western Conference, when we think the 2 best teams are OKC and San Antonio?
You got one last thing to bank on here, Sean. And that's Jokic, who's not signing his extension this summer. Oof. Who Luka just spent. I watched Luka spend 2 minutes slobbering on Jokic the other day. I'm not putting pause or nothing on it. that brother said Jokic was better than everybody than Michael Jordan. I'm talking, and we know how they get around each other during the All-Star break. If that's the only thing where I'm having the Brian Windhorst moment of what's going on here, as to why Jaylen Brown ain't in purple and gold, it might be because Pelinka's next year we're going for Jokic. Got to have the money available, and that'll be Austin Reeves and Walker Kessler to Denver. And if Jokic says he wants to go to LA, if you're Denver, you kind of have to take that deal. Because you remain a playoff team, and you can't force draft picks out of anyone for a guy who's not going to re-sign and is telling you where he wants to play.
Oh, no. It will have to absolutely be a 3-team trade or something because they're not getting the assets from the Lakers. But
I don't think the 3rd team has to hop in to help. Again, if he's saying the only place I want to go is LA with Luka, and that's the only place I'm going to sign,
good point.
You can't force the team to give you draft picks.
Yeah, you got to deal with. You got to work on what you got to deal with what you got, type of stuff. And you rebuild around Murray, Kessler, and Reeves. And Peyton Watson. Gosh, yo, listen. I would say this.
The Nuggets brought that on themselves.
No. I don't know. We're going to talk about it. Or we're talking about it.
The
Nuggets, yeah. Well, I'll say my opinion about the Nuggets right now, but based off what the Lakers have right now, that's a 4th, 5th seed. I don't really care. This has to be, it's like the Celtics. It has to be a bit bigger play in it because I don't see them as a championship contender.
No.
And I think I really like Utah. We're going to talk about Utah. I like Utah. I like Denver's still going to do good in the regular season. I just don't love that Lakers team. And again, I know the whole controversy with the white boys. They're not athletic enough and they can't stop anyone. And I just saw they want to sign Jonathan Kuminga for what? And promise him a start.
And he'll probably be the starting power forward next to Kessler.
That's what they're saying. It's a low risk, high reward move. Maybe he finally gets it right with someone next to like Luka, but I don't like this team at all. I gotta be honest, man. That's your team. I just don't like them. I don't like that team at all.
I just look at this team as a team that's just not for this year. It's a team that gets you to the playoffs with Luka. It's a team that'll have some guys who can get the ball out of his hands. Luka has to play without the ball this year. With Sexton and Grimes and Reeves, you can't be a ball hawk this year. You've got to be able to come off the ball.
Then what does he do?
What you mean?
What does he do when he doesn't have the ball? Tell me what Luka does when he doesn't have the ball in his hands.
Go post up. Go be ready for the catch and shoot.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. The Celtics and Lakers are the two teams that confuse me, and they definitely got D's and F's this offseason. I do not move. It does not move the needle. Kessler is a good player, but if he was your
I do think you stand a better chance against Minnesota with this roster. I think you stand a better chance. Here's what I'm saying, Sean. You don't have to get to the second round and get your asses kicked this year. Am I wrong? Like, they stand a better chance.
So with this roster against last year's OKC team, they win one game?
Yeah, one game. Instead of 2.
Come on. Yo, this Laker fan is delusional, yeah. What's going on here, man?
I'm like, this team ain't doing nothing this year. That's all I'm saying. This team ain't doing nothing this year.
No, we just be realistic. Yeah, we gotta be realistic. They ain't doing nothing, yeah. And I'm Luka's 3 years consensus kicks in this year, whatever. It's gonna be real. I think it's gonna be a Clark because listen, Luka pushed the button. He said, I want Austin Reeves back. All right. That's what you want.
And this is that other thing of, hey, giving superstars everything they want. Hey, listen, when I was a kid, I used to want ice cream before dinner. Parents ain't give it to me just because I want it. They know what's best. That's what a GM's supposed to be, the parent of the team. Hey, you might want Austin Reeves, but that ain't what's good for this team.
Yeah,
so again, the only reason you signed him is to flip him.
Look at hold on, let me do this numbers. 48 plus 32. That's $80 million you gave to Austin Reeves and Walker Kessler. That would have fit Jaylen Brown in a trade, and you gave up those picks and other free agents. And you might have not got your A-list center they're talking, but you have a way better team. Come on, man. Like that was how whatever. It's your I'm calling them your team for this year because I'm not proud of that, what they did this offseason. That it's not a good team.
Donovan Mitchell signed his contract extension with the Nuggets. Nikola Jokic says he is not signing it this summer. Come talk to me next year. Donovan, I don't know what you want out of basketball anymore. My biggest fear was that getting to the conference finals was going to be enough for him. And I just didn't like anything about how he and the Cavs played this year, to be honest with you. Maybe he's happy with Coco Jones at home. Who knows? Because, hey, you know who I'm curious to see this season? Klay Thompson.
Clay's wash.
Megan ain't there no more. Let's see if you locked in again. I doubt it, but hey. Yeah, I don't know what Donovan thinks he's going to get out of Cleveland. I don't think he cares about a championship anymore. So, whatever. The real story here is Jokic. Denver, this was signing bad contract after bad contract after bad contract gets you.
Preach.
Like, you get off the Michael Porter money to do what? To get yourself right back into another bad contract with Christian Brown. A contract you did not have to, like, again, this analytics told you Christian Brown deserves that much money. I don't know why we just think everyone has to get paid in the NBA. And you can't go score on your own. You can't score on your own, and you're not some lockdown defender. Why do you need to be paid? No one else in the league would have gave Christian Brown that money.
No. I think we're talking about the superstars, but some of these role players need it. Like, I know Kyle Kuzma is talking about this, but some of the role players need to be taken discount. I'm not paying Christian Brown $25 million a year. I'm not paying Walker Kessler $32 million a year. That's a role player, a high-level role player. I'm not playing Jeremy.
Jared Allen?
Yeah. I'm not paying you $30 million
I like
a
what
year.
Detroit did to him. Y'all can call it slimy all you want. They did the right thing. Why am I going to pay you the supermax? A max deal. Yeah, no, I think he's up for a supermax 40 million. He's up for a max deal because he made third team All NBA. Which, by the way, we don't need a third team anymore.
Yeah,
we just don't. Why am I going to pay him that when he's a restricted free agent and no one on the restricted market is going to pay him that much? Like, if someone's going to be dumb enough to bail us out and give him an offer sheet for less than what we were going to give, then for less than what we can give him, we'll just match that. And technically, we save money.
Yeah. I'm just not a big fan of.
Someone offers him, and he has to take what we give him.
Oh no, teams have the cap space is dried up now. So what are you going to do? If I'm Detroit, I'm giving you $28 million a year. I want to really give you 25. I'll give you 28, and that's it. But I know what he's thinking. If Walker Kessler got 32 million, he played 5 games last year, I at least deserve 32 million. That was a bad move by the Lakers. The Lakers were desperate. We're not desperate. I'm like, yo, what do you want to do? Yo, you want to take it to the offseason next season? You become an unrestricted free agent. We can do that too. But I'm not paying Jet. Dervin's not that good of a player. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't know. That's a whole nother rant to the story. But Donovan Mitchell, I don't get why you signed that extension. I would have took it one more summer because I don't think you have a championship level team. Because I was a big Evan Mobley guy, and he hasn't taken the step. And I'm confused why he hasn't taken the step.
That's also on Cleveland. He needs to get away from the power forward. And Jared Allen needs to be gone, and Evan Mobley needs to be at the 5.
Yeah, I don't. And they're talking about LeBron and James Harden still in your team. I don't get it. Like, what? If I'm Donovan Mitchell,
get me away from this.
But also, I know it's gonna sound crazy because who just won the championship? Who was the MVP? Blah blah blah. I'm not paying Donovan Mitchell $70 million a year. That's what that extension is. He's about to get $70 million a year. Donovan Mitchell? That's the one thing. If I'm an owner, that's reserved for the superstars. That type of money. The Lucas, the Victors, the Ants. Like, Donovan Mitchell doesn't move the needle like that to give him because now when you gave him that money, you're going to keep him for the next 4 or 5 years. Cool. But that's going to be a really tough contract to move.
In 3 years, that's probably going to be a bad contract.
Come on, man. What's up with these front offices? Trae Young and the Wizards. I didn't forget about that. What's going on? Come on. What's going on with the money like this? And then you get Jaylen Brown and them. Who actually deserves it? Like, come on, Jamon. I'm still mad about that contract. I'll tell you off the air. It's just people be messing up the market, yo. They just be effing up the game.
Yo, you really are heated about that trade.
That was one of the worst trades and worst contracts in NBA history. Yo,
man, Sean Bryson has real beef with Trae Young. Oh my goodness.
I'm not bad about it, but that's the worst contract in the NBA. And I don't think it's tradable. Like, I just don't. Regarding Jokic, I got to be real. Jokic, 2 summers in a row, he denied the extension. And I read the article. Denver understands it for financial reasons. I'm reading, and he could get $324 million. I'm looking at it. He has a player option for next summer. If we're not better than the other 2 teams, the top teams in the West, I would be nervous. I'm like, now he like you said, he holds all the leverage in his court now because he has a player option. All he has to do, I want to play with Luka.
Yeah.
Like, that's all he has to say, and it's going to get done. Like, I don't know. If I'm Denver.
All you have to do is either I opt out, and they move them guys on their own volition to free up space and sign me, and you get nothing out of it, or you send me over there and you can get something out of
it. Yeah, they're in a bad spot. This is I really would be really surprised this is not Jokic last year. Definitely his last year in Denver because they're not going to be. I don't want to say not. There's a high probability they not be in OKC or San Antonio, and I don't even know if they're going to beat Minnesota.
My only thing is, if you're the Lakers, I hope you're ready to go pay for every defender in the world. I mean, if your team's Luka and Jokic, you are signing a 6th man, and then after that, a whole bunch of 3-and-Ds.
The only thing that the Lakers have in their favor, that's why they could build out their team. Luka's only getting 30% of the max because of the trade from Dallas. he wasn't there to get the full
he
max.
wasn't homegrown, so he doesn't get the 35. Yeah,
so he don't get the 35. So he gets the 30. You get Jokic, he'll probably get
Jokic
the 30.
Will be 30. Yeah,
30. So you still got 40% to go fill out that roster.
Yeah.
The Lakers have to do whatever they got to do next summer and figure that out. Get those two guys in the building and get a bunch of defenders around them. Then we're talking something.
Yeah. So what is it? Luka, Cam Carr, Jokic. Didn't trade everything. Nah, if you're Denver, you're asking for Cam Carr.
Yeah, take him. Take him.
I want Reeves, Kessler, and Cameron Carr.
Well, the power forward from Toronto signed a long-term deal. What's his name?
Sandro.
Yeah, Sandro. And then Quinn Grimes signed a 4-year deal. So those guys will still be there.
Yeah. They'll be movable.
Man. They'll be movable contracts. So I'm doing that from the Lakers. If this year is a gap year, and you tell me Jokic is in the building next year, and we have money to go get some guys, then hey, I'm calling them the Lakers.
My conversations with Luka right now are, hey, you see this roster? You get on the phone with your boy every day from here till July 1st of next year. And you make sure by July 5th next year, he's in purple and gold.
He's going to be a Laker. I think with July 7th, a year from now, we will be talking about him being a Laker. When you saw that, you texted me, I was like, writings on the wall. I don't care. Because Jokic, you could tell he's not about the money. So the writings on the wall that
he's made this money.
Oh yeah, he's made a lot of money.
He said he's made two supermaxes by now, right? Or a max and a supermax?
Yes, made like almost $500-400 million already. Yeah. Jokic is good. So that's not an issue.
He don't spend his money on nothing but his horses anyway.
And Luka loves that guy, like you said. Loves him. He'll be a Laker.
All right, Sean, I'll let you do this intro because things ain't too good in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, so my Yankees have been struggling. 7-game losing streak. Even Cam was looking horrible. He looked good the other night, so I got him credit. 7-game losing streak. Them in Tampa. I think the Yankees are above them now by a game. What's your thoughts on the Yankees and the skid?
I don't know. When I checked today, I looked like Tampa jumped the Yankees for the AL East, buddy.
Let me check.
Yeah, Tampa's up by 3 games.
I'm out of it.
Delusional on this one. Yeah, buddy. No, y'all are sinking to the slums of the American League wild card race.
Whoa, but hold on. We still have 50 wins. We still have
no. Y'all are better than any wild card team.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying the wild card race is just a terrible place to be in the AL because it means you just are mid. And that's what the Yankees are without Aaron Judge. Lost 8 of your last 10, and Tampa has jumped you. Cam Schlittler came back down to earth during this game. And you know, I think the painful thing about it, Sean, if you're a Yankees fan, is those first 2 weeks you looked good without him.
No, we looked amazing.
And then it just went right back downhill.
Like one thing I would say, Austin Wells needs to be your backup catcher. He can't hit a lick this year. You have to go get a catcher, and you got to go figure that out. I don't think we have enough offensive. Rice having a great year, but let me look at this. I saw the stat the other day, and look at some of the batting average for our guys, our everyday players. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. Ben Rice leads our team in batting average at 267. Like what? Come on. But Bellinger's an all-star. He's batting 248. Like, let's call a spade a spade. Like, look at these numbers. Like that, those are all-star numbers.
That's baseball for you today. Strikeouts and fly balls are perfectly fine by the analytics.
Volpe's 242. Chisholm is 223.
Okay, can I say this?
Come on, man.
I'm fine with Volpe in the 240s. That's better than what I think he actually is. So I'm happy about that. Say Jazz's number again.
Who? Sanchez?
No, Jazz Chisholm. Say his number again.
223. 12
That's the issue. That's the issue.
No, and Austin Wells, 151 with 10 home runs and 41 RBIs. You can't be starting. Come on. You got two guys below 230? I'm over Jason Dominguez. He ain't it.
Yeah.
Grissom is your leadoff guy, 232, 9 home runs, 37 RBIs. Man, this ain't good enough. Goldschmidt, surprising good year, 14 home runs, 41 RBIs, batting 266. I can live with that, but not the rest of the guys batting like that. That is our team total average is 233 this year. Where's that rank in baseball? I gotta look at this crap. It's not good. It's not good enough. Let's see stats. Oh no, it's not gonna let me show field. Well, whatever. I'll look that up later. And then Cam has been, he's been brought down to earth, but he still should be the leader candidate for Cy Young. We're not getting, we're not healthy with Fried. Cole up and down. Rondon has looked good. I can't lie since he came back. And then our bullpen is our weakest spot. But we have a top prospect coming up. I forgot his name. I heard Buster only say it. He's supposed to be nasty. We need to go get bats. Okay. Well, who's this guy? Okay, look at these numbers. What is this? 206 for
baseball today.
Ryan McMahon. I can't understand that. Like, that's not good enough.
Ryan McMahon, your everyday third baseman. And you have no choice but to play him every day.
Yeah, we don't have a good enough offense without Judge. So if Judge comes back, Stan comes back, you have Goldschmidt, you got to get him in the lineup. Ben Rice.
And you know what's so concerning about that, though, Sean?
What?
What does Aaron Judge ever do in the postseason?
Nothing.
So this is the offense you got behind him? There's no protection for him in the lineup.
No, we got nothing.
It's just like you're screaming for him to end up just looking bad.
I'm trying to look at trade candidates for this year. We need at least 2 bats. I like that they can Spencer Jones, the top prospect, some playing time in center field. The problem is the Yankees haven't really hit on any. Well, Ben Rice is hit, but we need a hit on more for position players. If we're not going to be the Dodgers and outspending everybody, then you got to hit with more position players, and they haven't hit on more young hit position players because Volpe hasn't hit. All right, it's not coming up, but yeah, that's all I got to say about this topic.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be so pissed at baseball. I can't stand Kyle Schwarber leading in home runs and in strikeouts. I can't stand it.
How do you fix baseball? Because this is ridiculous. There has to be more. This ain't the dead ball era, but it feels like it.
Oh,
it's not to that.
Get the geeks out. It's that simple.
Good point.
Get the geeks out.
So no one who has a Ivy League degree can work for any team in baseball.
If you worked in Silicon Valley, if you went to Stanford, if you went to Cal, and if you went to an Ivy League school, if you didn't play baseball, get the hell out of the front office.
Yeah, Schwarber, 30 home runs. I just want to see batting average. It's the problem is when we started devaluing batting average, that's when baseball lost its value to a lot of people, including myself.
Simple and plain.
Yeah.
Sean, Skylar Diggins has been benched for Courtney Vandersloot. And Chicago's just been off this year.
They were off last year, too.
And did you watch her video after it happened?
Yeah, I called it the Brandon Ayuk crash out. Not as bad as Brandon.
Like, hers is actually valid. Like, and she's trying to save them. Like, you can tell she's holding back on just letting the world know how bad that organization is right now. Man, send her somewhere where she can go win.
But it's back-to-back years. Angel Reese called them out. Now Skylar Diggins calling them out. After a while, Is it them or is it you? I look at things like that always in life. You got to look at life like that. So maybe Chicago, you got to look in the mirror. The way you did Teresa Weatherspoon, I thought it was kind of dirty too. But then you move on Angel Reese, you get all that. Angels having a better year this year in Atlanta. Atlanta's, I think they have the best record or one of the best records in the East. But yeah, it seems like if your players are doing this, then you might be the issue. Chicago.
Speaking of Chicago, former Bull DeMar DeRozan has been released by the Kings. They saved about like $15 million by waiving him. Who should want DeMar DeRozan?
Well, he gave you 18 a game on a bad team, so maybe that's 13, 14 at his age.
What team are you paying for him, and is he starting for you?
Oh no, he's getting the vet minimum if he's playing for me. So
damn.
I'm giving him the vet minimum. So if I'm him, look at all the contenders in the East could use him. Maybe not Boston because they want the young guys. Maybe why would you go to Toronto? I know Drake and him got beef, but why didn't you go to Toronto?
Go back home.
Yeah, off the bench. You know Kawhi is not going to play 82 games.
Yeah, but the pride's going to kick in. He ain't going to be able to play next to Kawhi. Kawhi came in and took his city. And he still thinks, had it been him instead of Kawhi, they would have won a chip.
Hell no. Hell
no. False.
Hell no.
Yeah, no, we just couldn't beat LeBron, buddy. No, y'all were never coming out the East because it was you and Kyle Lowry.
Yeah,
you're just not that guy.
Yeah, it's levels to this.
Because if that was the case, the Spurs would have been just as good once you replaced him in San Antonio.
Good point.
And you weren't. The downfall started as soon as you replaced Kawhi.
What about Kim to back home to LA, to Lakers?
For what?
As a vet, like a vet minimum guy, and he come off the bench. He's not going to get he ain't going to the Clippers. Like, I'm just trying to think of teams. The top teams, San Antonio and OKC won't take him. Indiana, love that move by Indiana again. Oubre, he had a really good year in Philadelphia. He's going to be a good player, in that system. I really like Indiana coming back next year. Who else? Orlando. I don't know. He's going to want to play for a contender. I would either go back home, go to Toronto. Philly really don't have a bench. Who's their bench?
Detroit, maybe. Oh. I don't want to see DeRozan and Asar Thompson next to each other.
Oh, you know what I would do? I would just play.
I would play. I'm sorry, I even brought that up.
Yeah, the 3-point puts. Ooh, I would feel so bad for Cade because Cade would never see a clean look.
I got one for you. The big three. There you go. You pulled up on them when they were in LA a couple weeks ago. Yeah, go play in the big three. Go play with Dwight Howard and Lance Stevenson and Mike Beasley. Y'all be the young guys of the league. Speaking of which, Derek Favors. How the hell you get cut from the big three, man?
Damn, he was out of shape.
Showed up fat and out of shape, thought it was a game. Got cut. You know what makes it worse, Sean? He was one of the team captains. They built the Houston team around him.
Yeah, I gotta look that story online. My boy came in overweight like that.
Thought it was sweet. Tell you, the big three ain't sweet, man. That's why Allen Iverson and Chauncey Billups lasted one season.
Oh man, that's bad fun. I gotta look up that story. My guy is wild.
Come on, man. Y'all let Mahmoud stick around the big three for years and cook. And he had the grades showing.
Yeah.
Y'all.
That's funny.
All right. What you think about some of these summer league debuts?
Acuff is mini Allen Iverson.
That's exactly what he looked like. He got his whole drip.
Yeah, he looks just like Iverson.
Well, he's not mini Allen Iverson. He's 3 inches taller than Allen Iverson.
yeah. We know what I mean. You know what I mean. And then Peterson's, man, I know what I said it, so I'm not gonna say I told you so because it's summer league. But Peterson looks like he got all the moves to play in the league, as he can get to his spot whenever he wants. Washington is going to be good. Diabonso is going to be good. But Peterson looks like a superstar. I don't know if AJ's going to be on that level.
Well,
the way
the
he
Wizards haven't
basketball.
played in anything yet. They weren't in Salt Lake and they weren't in the California Classic. We don't see the Wizards until Thursday night when they play who?
Who?
Darren and the Jazz. So
good. But
like, can we at least see AJ first?
All right. But can we say?
Oh, yeah.
That boy can score. Yeah, that
was my issue. My issue is he going to play? Is he going to be a headache? And is he going to play?
Yo, the problem is,
I will say this.
He didn't want to be.
Granted, it's the summer league, but summer league is like extension of college without the structure, though. 12 assists for Darren Peterson went a long way for me. For me, that went a long way. So you're not a jack. If you do have the ball in your hands, you actually do have some interest in making the right play. All right. Because, Sean, when we first started this podcast, my big thing in the draft was going after the scorers. Like, hey, those are the guys who are going to stick around the most. They're the safest bet because they know what they do, and that's their thing. Hasn't necessarily panned out because the scorers have been the Jaylen Greens and the Jabari Smiths, and these are the guys who don't make the right play once the defense starts paying attention to them. Darren Peterson showing he's different from that. That's what I liked from those 12 assists the other night.
I like the aggression. Listen, can we be real? There's not every guy wants to play in college and feels like he was there as a stopgap. Let's call it.
Can we bring back as soon as you turn 18, you can declare?
Yeah, exactly. The boy didn't want to play, and the same way he was playing in these first two some of these games, he played like that in high school, and they had him playing off the ball in Kansas, and he didn't want to be there. All right, the boy, that guy is a future NBA scoring title leader, and the Jazz might have won the draft because he is special. He's elite at scoring. He's whatever. What's AJ's best skill set?
Getting downhill.
Him getting downhill is not better than anything Peterson does offensively. I'm gonna say it like that. He anything offensively, and then AJ's not a great defender. Both of them are not great defenders. They're both capable of being great defenders. But
I'm sick of hearing capable of being a good defender. I'm so sick of hearing it.
Either you do or you don't. You do, especially Peterson last year. You were just catch and shooting for Kansas last year. But no, let's see how it goes. I'm excited to see them both play. But Peterson looks like 20 next year, 25 the year after. I'm gonna say this right now: the Utah Jazz will be Darren Peterson's team within 2 years.
Yeah, Keontae George might be on the move.
Yeah, nah. Keontae ain't that.
Him and Markkanen are going to be on the move.
Yeah, they those two guys ain't that. They ain't that. That guy has chance to be top 10, top 5 in the league. No disrespect to those guys. They ain't that. The Utah Jazz will build around them. They finally shout out to the Angels They stiffed the Lakers like that. Woo! I was impressed. I was like, damn, the Angels do it again. Great move. You got your superstar in Utah. It worked out for them. The tanking worked out for them.
Yeah. I like the way Cam Boozer plays. He's being allowed to run a little more with the, higher pace game and the wider floor. But he's like, he really does remind me of Kevin Love. He can pass. He can pass. I like Cam Boozer a lot, man. Flemings has looked good to me. Michael Brown has looked good. But Dave Maurer, I need to see a little more. Like, come on, 7-3. You're only giving me 10 points in the summer league. I ain't liking this. I've seen this story before. Zach Edey gave me a little more. Come on, man. Pick it up.
Okay. I could co-sign it.
And since the trade is finalized, can we please see Nate Amen for the Bucks in Vegas?
Yes. Come on. Please let him play.
Dang.
I think it's finalized on Monday. It's
finalized yesterday, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday. Okay. I will say this. I saw Kevin Garnett post this today. Did I screenshot it? Because I was going to send it to the group. KG said this draft. This was yesterday at 10:59 p.m. So I don't know if he's on the West Coast time, whatever. This draft class got some ish to them. 1996 written all over it. Early, I know, 100. That's what the great Kevin Garnett said.
I'm fine with it because you know what class needs to stop being mentioned in that category?
03?
03. 03's got 3 guys, man. 4. My fault. LeBron, D. Wade, Chris Bosh, and Melo. That's it.
The back half was good. It wasn't like Kurt Heinrich and all those guys. You have to pull it up.
Kirk Heinrich is come on, Sean.
No, it's good role players. No, 96 is the greatest draft class.
You ready to say, come on now. We talking about some heavy hitters in 96.
Okay.
Deep class in 96.
Crazy class. Best class ever. Not even close.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But for KG, he wasn't 96, he was 95, I think. But this class is good. That's why I wasn't mad at Milwaukee and some of these guys trying to trade in this class, getting double picks. I like what Chicago getting those 2 guys. I'd be really surprised if the top 4 guys aren't high-level all-stars in this league. The first 4 guys. That's how good this class is. And there's going to be some other gems.
Yeah, I'm looking at 84. Yeah, I'm sorry. 84 is better than 03 too. Should I go off the names? Olajuwon, Jordan, Sam Perkins, and actually Sam Boyd was good, but he just couldn't stay healthy. Chuck, Alvin Robertson was the best backcourt defender in the league for a decade. Otis Stewart, Kevin Willis. Shout out Terrence Stansbury from Temple. Not really much to talk about in the NBA. John Stockton fell to 16. What's the name? Hold on, because somebody else fell. Steve Crooked Leg Coulter was in this draft. All right. Jerome Kersey. Yeah, Jerome Kersey fell to 46.
He was a solid player.
84 was a pretty good. I trust 84's depth over 04's. And I just like the top of their class better. D Wade's the 3rd best shooting guard of all time. Olajuwon, for my money, is top 10 all time. Jordan versus LeBron, you know how that goes. Barkley versus Chris Bosh, we know how that goes. Stockton, I'm taking the 84 class over the 03 class too.
All right, but the 3 best classes are 84, 96, and 03.
Yeah.
And whatever. Okay, those are the 3 best. This class is super, super early.
You know what class doesn't get enough love? But it's starting to get its recognition as time goes on. 09.
What? Who's in 09?
09 was Steph and Harden.
Come on, man.
Hold on. 09 was Blake Griffin, James Harden.
Yep.
One-hit wonder Tyreek Evans.
No.
Passing ass Ricky Rubio.
Okay.
Steph, DeMar DeRozan, another one-hit wonder in Brandon Jennings. Gerald Henderson Jr. was in that class. And weak-ass Tyler Hansbrough. Hold on. Drew Holiday, Ty Lawson, multi-time All-Star. Jeff Teague.
Look, Ty Lawson was an All-Star?
Yeah, Ty Lawson he had to make at least 2 in Denver. Am I wrong? Matter of fact, no. He never made one. Here's what it was. He finished 12th in MVP voting in 2013. Here's what I got to say about Ty Lawson, Sean. You put Ty Lawson in the East, that's an all-star every year. Sean, he averaged 17.5 and 9 assists in 2014 and didn't make the all-star game. He averaged 15 and 9.5 assists in 2015. It didn't make the all-star game. Ty Lawson was getting hosed out west. And it's because he had to deal with Chris Paul and Steph and Tony Parker. You put him in the East.
But 2015-16, he went to Houston, averaged 5.8. 2015-16,
I'm talking about in Denver. I'm talking about in Denver. All right.
No, I'm talking about you're talking about the whole career. I thought to where you're comparing draft classes.
Oh, but listen. Yeah, Ty Lawson, all right with me. Taj Gibson, while we speaking to Carlos Boozer. Yeah, Taj Gibson was in that class. DeMarre Carroll. There was a lot of long careers in this draft class. Pat Bev was in 09. Danny Green. Sean, let me know if you remember this name. Patty Mills. Nando DiColo.
Nah, I can't remember that name. Who?
From the Spurs, played for the Italian national team.
I can't remember. I have to look him
the
up.
Left hand, you don't remember Nando DiColo? Sean?
Nando.
Yeah, no, 09 was a damn good draft class, man. Now, how?
Oh yeah. I remember him.
Yeah.
Oh, Hashi. Whew. Bus written all over him. Yo, wait. Hold on. Before you finish, who was the top 3 in that class? Top 4 in that class?
Top 4 picks or the top 4 players of the class?
Top 4 picks.
Blake Griffin, Hakeem Thabit, James Harden, and Tyreke Evans.
Just based off.
No. They weren't the top 4 players. Steph and DeMar DeRozan are still in this class.
Okay, so top 4 players were James,
Steph, DeRozan, Harden, and Blake Griffin.
All right, but that don't compare.
And then you got Drew Holiday at 5. That's a good class, man. I ain't saying
that's
great. I'm just saying that's a class that deserves a little bit more recognition. That's all.
Yeah, because Drew, I'm gonna say Drew should be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think
DeRozan's going to get in. You got to put Steph in Harden in. And if Blake Griffin didn't get hurt, that's the one. I'm gonna be honest with you, Blake Griffin's probably going to be that one for our generation. If that boy didn't get hurt, Blake Griffin, top 10 power forward all time. I don't care. What we saw out of him on a nightly basis was special. Maybe I'm biased because he used to bully Pau Gasol. I'm talking every time the Lakers and Clippers played. If you turned on Sports Center the next morning, the dunk of the year was happening on Pau Gasol. Oh my Lord have mercy. Blake Griffin was that guy. When he got to Detroit and actually added some wiggle to his game and a jumper, woo! Man, shout out Blake Griffin, man.
Yo, so did you just say DeMar DeRozan's a Hall of Famer?
He's going to get in. You know he's going to get in.
I heard the other day.
Am I saying I'm voting him in, or am I saying he's going to get in?
No. This way, I heard the other day. Paul George is a Hall of Famer.
He's going to get in. Damn. Yeah, DeRozan got 3 All-NBA teams and 3 more All-Stars to go with it. He's going to get in. And he finished top 10 in MVP voting twice.
Damn, man. The bar is low.
Hey,
Jesus. This is crazy.
That's what the Basketball Hall of Fame has turned into. Hey, but remember, he did get good quick, though. He went from 8.5 as a rookie to 17 in his second year. And by year 5, the problem is he stalled from year 2 to 4. He stayed in that 17, 16, 18 range before he became a consistent 20-point scorer. And then even then, it took him until, year 7 to finally get the 25 plus, which he only did twice in his career. I wouldn't vote DeMar DeRozan in, but he would get in. He's going to get in, I should say.
What happened to guys making impacts like that? But it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, I agree with the system.
Yeah, I ain't knocking him, but if he wasn't better than Paul George. So if he's getting it, Paul George is getting it. So it is what it is.
All right, you got anything else?
Nah, it's just now that I don't know about you, US is out. I want Messi, the GOAT. I hope that conversation is done. To go and win another World Cup.
I've got no rooting interest. I'm just here to enjoy some good football, man.
I like to see great people do great things. I think he's the GOAT. Go out on top.
I like that.
Yeah.
Need this. Novak Djokovic is in a 10-point tie break right now. This match been going on for damn near 5.5 hours.
That's ridiculous.
Man, I needed to end so I can switch over to the World Cup game. Man. All right. Well, we'll see you when we see you. We out of here.
All right. We out.